Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET Now. Let's keep it going with all the stocks that are buzzing in trade on the back of news first and technicals. And now on the technicals, we have Nooresh Merani joining in with us. Nooresh, very good afternoon. And JK Paper is the first stock that you picked out on the technical front. What a move that is already seen in the last 6 months, right? 35% uptick there. What is the upside that one could expect here now for JK Paper?
So, starting off with the fact that the whole paper sector is taking leadership. We are seeing a new 52-week highs and all-time highs across the names. So, JK Paper being one of the largest ones in the sector. If we go back to 2022 end, it made a top around 430, 435 to 430 to 450 levels. Then in August of 22, it made a top around 430 to 450. Off late for the last almost 3 to 5 months, the stock had made multiple tops around 410 to 420. So that's a breakout which took place, and volumes are decent in this move. And finally now the stock is crossing above that 430, 450 mark. So that would be a breakout of almost 12 to 15 months. In this case, one would expect a move towards 550, 600 in the medium term. So a buy at current levels, add-on dips would keep a stop loss below 410 and expect a target price of 550 to 600 over the medium term.
All right, but moving on, let's shift focus to another stock from the broader market space, and that is Shakti Pumps, one of the result candidates. Snehi, take us through the numbers.
Well, actually, 15 numbers is also another reason why the stock is up today, up 15%. Earlier, it was up as high as 18% in the day. What's key to remember is this stock was locked in upper circuit yesterday on the back of its numbers, but today we do have another news flow. So before I run you to the numbers, let's look at what this news flow is. And the Madhya Pradesh Industrial Development Corporation, which is the MPIDC, has sanctioned 46 acres of land to this company in the Pitampur area in Indore. So the company says that this land will be used for all future expansions. And well, the numbers also came out, and let's take a look at what the numbers look like. A very stellar set coming in from Shakti Pumps as well. Revenue came in at 496 crore versus 314 crore, which was up almost 58% on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA also a very big jump in EBITDA, coming in from 22 crore a year ago to 71 crore as of now for Q3. So that's a 224% uptick coming in. PAT also up almost 4 times from 11 crore to 45 crores, a big jump coming there. EBITDA margin has also expanded to the rate it's doubled, in fact, from 7% last year to 14.3%. So stellar set of numbers coming in, and also on the back of this land being sanctioned for the purpose of expansion in the future, the stock is up and doing well in trade today.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Vamakshi, let's talk about Ajmera Realty. Why is that one focused?
Well, Vinny, this counter is in focus today. An announcement came through, and this is in fact an update on the petition that was actually filed by Edelweiss ARC against the company before NCLT Mumbai bench, and this happened back in May 26, 2023. Now, an update that has come through is that this petition that was filed by Edelweiss ARC has now been dismissed. This is a positive news flow coming in for Ajmera Realty, and on the back of that, we did see a very sharp spike come in the stock in early morning trade. The stock has held on to its gains. As of now, the stock is trading higher by nearly 3%.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. And Nooresh, Power Grid. What's the word on Power Grid? What should we be expecting in terms of a move now?
So the stock has been a slow and steady trending stock over the last 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. So this is a stock which continues to be in a trend, keeps taking a pause. So the last time the stock took a pause was around this 245 to 230 mark for the last 1.5 months. We've broken above that 245 plus levels, hit a new all-time high here. So the momentum is strong, is catching up with the rest of the power space. So expecting this to go towards 275 to 290 in the short term. A stop loss to be kept at 245.
Moving on, and let's focus to L&T. The company has won a mega EPC order for establishing the largest renewable generation plant in United Arab Emirates, and that's the update coming in from L&T. Though the company didn't share the size of this particular order, but they have highlighted that this is the 6th phase. The project is the 6th phase that the solar park that the company is developing in Dubai. And other than that, they have also said that this particular company has good order wins all in all for this particular new order win. The company does say that the renewable APC arm of L&T, power transmission and distribution business, has been chosen as the trunky engineering procurement and construction contractor for establishing a solar plant in Dubai, UAE. And that's the new order win coming in from L&T, and that's why the stock is in focus today.
Let's move on and talk about the couple of earnings that are flashing on the bottom of the screen. Kumar Infra, when you look at it in terms of the move, revenues have seen an uptick of around 15%. Profits also around an uptick of 15%. And margins have seen a 60 basis point improvement in margin as well. Kumar Infra, as of now, seen a slight bit of an up move, not much of an uptick there. Decent set of numbers in terms of growth. Let's keep an eye on that stock, not seeing an up move as of now. That's Kumar Infra. But let's pull up Subros, right? Because that's the one that is buzzing away in trade right now as well. When you look at it, revenue growth, good uptick in terms of revenue, 733 crores versus a 655 crores is what the revenue is at. Profits also seeing a very good improvement, 27 crores versus just 8.3 crores last year. So yes, almost 3x, more than 3x growth in terms of the profits of the company as well. And in terms of margins, we'll wait out for more operational details as well. 59 crores is what the EBITDA came in at versus 33 crores last year. And margins, very, very good improvement on that operational front. And that is why that uptick is coming in, because operationally also the numbers seem to be quite good. 8.1% EBITDA margins versus 5% as well. So yes, those were the numbers. You can see them flashing on your screen. Then Subros a sharp spike up in terms of the numbers there as well. But let me keep it going then with the stocks that are other stocks that are buzzing in trade today. And we talk about Venus Pipes. Strong set of numbers that have come in from the company. Look at the up move. Yes, off the day's highest point, but still managing to hold on to around a 4% gain as of now. And that is Venus Pipes for y'all. Let me talk about the revenue. That was at an all-time high in terms of the quarterly levels are at the high levels. Revenue saw growth of 53%. Operational performance also very, very strong for the company as well in terms of, look at the margins of the company. 600 basis point improvement in terms of the margins of the company. Profits have more than doubled as well. Now, what are the factors that are supporting it in terms of one, better stainless steel mix, which they're seeing that is skewing better towards the company and working out well for the company in terms of the margins, the product mix skewing towards that, as well as backward integration into mother hollow pipes is something that will support the growth of the company as well. And Venus Pipes surely buzzing away in trade after a strong set of numbers that was reported by the company.
All right, moving on, let's shift focus to one of the stocks that has seen good gains for the past couple of days now, and that is Corp. Nooresh, how is the chart looking on technicals as of now?
So, if you look at the structural chart for Container Corp, for the last almost 2 years, it consolidated. 750, 780 was the high in 2021, as well as closer to 780 in 2022, and that continued to be a resistance. Post that, we gave a breakout about 800, 750, 800 mark, went up to 920, did a retest of the 800, 820 mark. In the last 4-5 sessions, it has made 4-5 bottoms around 820, and now looks like a classical flag formation which has a breakout around 890, which it tested today. So the risk reward buy at current levels, expecting it to break above 890, go towards the 1000 mark, and the whole sector PSEs have done well. So this is one which has been a relative underperformer and has made a multi-year breakout as well. So at 870, 880 looks like a good buy, with a stop loss below 845 and a target price of 1000 in the short term.
Okay, that is Corp. Keep an eye out on those levels over there. But on that note, we're going to slip into a short break. But as we go into a break, do not forget ET Now and ET Now Swadesh, in line with helping Indians rise with India, have partnered with Sundaram Mutual to launch Nivesh Day, a groundbreaking campaign to help viewers build their personal finance portfolios through regular and disciplined investing. Nivesh Day is being celebrated on the 5th of every month. Join ET Now Swadesh and Sundaram Mutual to learn how you can build your financial future with an SIP in mutual funds.
Welcome back to Market Fatafat, where we are highlighting all the buzzing stocks as of now. And let's go to Vamakshi then to understand what's happening with Piramal Enterprise. Vamakshi, take us to the earnings of Piramal Enterprise.
Well, absolutely, Srishti. Let's first look at the net interest income that saw an uptick of a downtick of almost 19%. PPOP was also down nearly 71%, and in fact, the company reported a net loss of almost 2,380 odd crores, and this in fact included the impact of provisions worth almost 3,540 odd crores on AIFs. Nevertheless, when we look at the normalized PAT, that is excluding this impact, it actually stood at 290 odd crores, which is in fact an uptick of almost 158% on a sequential basis. In fact, the management is also fully confident of full recovery from its AIF investments. When we talk about the AUM growth, retail AUM grew by almost 54%. Definitely strong growth is what we're seeing out here. The company continues to run down its wholesale 1.0 book, and the wholesale 2.0 AUM actually grew by almost 24% sequentially, so strong growth here as well. The asset quality improved, and in fact the management expects the credit cost to be in the range of 1.7 to 2% ahead. In fact, they've announced the sale of 1,440 odd crores from Shriram Investments. The carrying value of this investment was at around 569 odd crores, and the closure is expected to come through in the fourth quarter. So all in all, those were the numbers for Piramal Enterprises, and on the back of that we have the stock surging in trade as of now.
Let's move on to stock number 19 then, and Suzlon Snehi. Why is this one in focus? What's the news for you?
Well, absolutely, Vinny. This stock is in focus on the back of an order win. Now, Suzlon today announced an order win for the supply of WTGs or wind turbine generators for a 642 mega wind power project from an Evren company, which is ABC Cleantech Private Limited. Now, remember, Evren is a joint venture in India between Brookfield and Axis Energy. Suzlon will install 214 wind turbine generators with a rated capacity of 3 megawatts each in Andhra Pradesh. And as part of this agreement, Suzlon will supply the wind turbines and undertake installation as well as commissioning for the project, and also take post installation maintenance services as well. So on the back of this, Suzlon is up and away in trade, 2.5% uptick on Suzlon as we speak.
All right, moving on to another stock, and that is a banking major, SBI. Nooresh, tell us how the chart's looking like for SBI. Can we now hope for some bit of a rebound and a recovery in this counter?
So if we look at what has happened with the rest of the smaller PSU banks, we've seen everyone make new 52-week highs, everyone outperform, whether it is a small like a name like a Central Bank of India, IOB, or a PNB Bank of Baroda. The largest one, which is State Bank of India, has been struggling around the breakout points. 2022, the top was around 620. 2023, there was a top around 620, 630 levels. Broke out about this in 2024, went up to 660, went back to 600 levels, and now we are back again the 620, 630 mark. So out here looks like we could start up a fresh rally from here. The risk reward is great at these prices, wherein one could keep a stop loss at 610. And if this breaks out, it could go well towards the above that 660 highs and towards 700, 750 also. So the risk reward looks interesting. The stock is making a short term base around the 610, 630 levels, and one should be adding it on the way up above 640, 45 as well.
Okay, let's move on and talk about NTPC. That one has been focused today as well on the back of its numbers. Overall, it was an inline set of numbers, nothing bad that came in terms of the numbers. But when you're looking at it, consolidated revenue growth was seeing a small decline of around 4%. We're seeing the profits of the company also seeing a slight bit of an increase of 7% as well. And overall, at the EBITDA performance, when you're looking at it, that saw a growth of around 21.5% on a year-on-year basis as well. So NTPC overall was not a bad set of numbers that came in from NTPC, because margins, yes, a bit of a contraction on that front. So we're surely keeping an eye out on NTPC today on the back of its numbers. Look at it, it's just the fall has just intensified through the day as well. But yes, nothing bad in terms of numbers. Margins, a bit of a decline that we're seeing on that front as well. So keeping an eye out on NTPC today. The revenues were down, margins saw a decline, but profits, yes, managed to see some bit of a positive up move there. So NTPC today down 2.5%.
All right then, let's shift focus to one of the stocks from the broader market space, and that is Ganesh Benzoplast. This counter has been moving for the second straight day. Just yesterday, we told you that Kumar has been allotted 20 lakh shares in the preferential issue allotment worth 32 crores. at a price of 161 rupees, and these proceeds are expected to be used for the capex of about 700 crores in total. We also had a word with the management just today, because yesterday the stock was up anywhere between 5 to 6%, and another 15% jump is what you are seeing today, and that's an ET now impact that you are seeing, because the management did say that the company has plans for expansion in the cryogenic space and a good time for the company to grow in this business. They are also projecting the top line and the margins to grow more than 33%, and they're expecting revenues and profit to grow by 80%, looking at completing the LPG expansion in the next 3 to 5 years. The company has also bid for tenders to lease out Cochin terminal to IOC for the next 4 years, and the company is an L1 bidder for the Cochin tender so far, and they are present in 3 ports by itself and 1 port via a JV. So that's the update coming in from Ganesh Benzoplast, and the stock is also seen to be buzzing today.
Okay, let's also listen into what the management is saying as well in terms of Ganesh Benzoplast. Listen in.
Now, along with BW LPG, which is the world's largest LPG company as of today, is about 700 crores, out of which GBL's subsidiaries have to together put in about approximately 90 to 100 crores. And while the capacity expansion in this is expected to be about 33% of our existing capacity, what we are projecting is on conservative basis that our top lines and our margins should grow substantially more than that. Even with a 40% increment in our capacity, we are expecting that our revenues and profits should grow by more than 80%. That's what our expectation is. We are looking in the next 3 to 5 years, like I said, to do this, complete the LPG expansion, and apart from this, we are in talks with various organic and inorganic opportunities to grow.
Let's move on to the next stock that's in focus, and this one on the back of its numbers again, Indocount. That one reported a weak set of numbers this time versus what the street was expecting, and that is why the clear fall that we're seeing coming in the stock price as well. When you're looking at it, the revenue, yes, that came in at 8.5% growth, 713 crores, while in terms of the operating performance also we're seeing, but what the street was expecting was a bit of a better performance, and that is why we're seeing that the decline is coming in the stock as well. Overall, when you're looking at it, other than the earnings, they've also appointed Mr. Kailash Alpuria as the whole-time director, designated as an executive director and CEO, and this is going to be from the 4th of May 2024. So let's keep an eye out on Indocount today, down and out on trade because of the numbers missing the street estimate.
All right, let's shift focus to what UTI AMC is doing, and Mamakshi, tell us why is this counter in focus today?
Well, Srishti, this counter is in focus today on the back of its numbers. When we look at the consolidated revenue, it saw an uptick of almost 52%. Consolidated PAT was also nearly 207% higher. It has increased from 60 odd crores to 186 crores. In fact, UTI mutual funds total market share for the third quarter stood at 5.54%. UTI's MF's average AUM was actually at around 2.7 lakh odd crores in the third quarter. But we also have a note that came in from Kotak Institutional Equities, and they have highlighted that other than the top line numbers that the company has reported, UTI AMC's core earnings have remained weak given muted revenue growth and higher expenses. They have also highlighted that other income actually saw a very sharp jump, and that was mainly on account of month-to-month market-to-market gains. In fact, this in turn led to the headline numbers beating earnings estimates. However, they have highlighted that the valuations for this counter are quite reasonable, but there is less visibility of a turnout. So all in all, when we look at UTI AMC's numbers, the stock is reacting to it positively.
Let's move on, talk about restaurant brand Asia then at stock number 25, Snehi. This one also in focus in the back of its numbers, I believe.
Absolutely, Vinny, on the back of its numbers and a stellar set at that. So, consolidated revenue from operations has gone up 15% to 604.2 crore versus 526 crore this time last year around. Now, what's key to note is the loss has narrowed on an annualized basis. So, consolidated loss has just come in at 36.2 crore versus a loss of 50.5 crore on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA has more than doubled, up 127% at 68 crore versus 30 crore, and margins also have expanded significantly from 5.6% to 11.3% year-on-year. So on the back of stellar set of numbers, this stock is up and away, almost 3.5% higher as we speak.
Okay, and that was the last stock for today. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Market Fatafat, and it's a wrap on Vamakshi's edition of Market Fatafat on ET Now as well. So yes, Vamakshi, it's been a pleasure having you on Fatafat every day, all throughout as well, Vamakshi, and good luck to you as well. But let's wind down this edition. A goodbye from Shrishti, myself, as well as the team who put this show together. Don't go anywhere. Closing trades will take the action forward.